Hello everyone, John here, your host on the Prepared Mind channel. It's the weekly wrap-up, and I gotta tell you, I got a good one for you here. All right, so I want to talk about confidence. Confidence. What do you have confidence in? Let's take a look at the last week, and you can decide, right? All I'm going to do is share with you some news, some opinions, some perspectives, and you get to decide, right? If we're getting closer to shitting the fan or getting further away, if things are getting better. Right? What's your confidence level and where we're at, where we're going, what's happening? Right? So, it's all up to you. So, welcome to everyone on Patreon. Welcome to everyone over on PayPal. Not PayPal, YouTube. Right? PayPal is something totally different. There's no hosting there. Anyways, it's been a long week. And a lot of things have happened. Right, my confidence right now, my personal confidence is shattered in the entire system. It's not that there was much left to shatter, but when I started looking at everything from the perspective of confidence, I realized we're in deep kimchi. We're in deep shit here. We're in big trouble. Right? We're in bad trouble. Anyways, if you're just here on YouTube and you want to get daily reports, daily perspectives, daily opinions, daily discussion, go over to Patreon for $2 whole a month, not per episode, a month. $2 whole, right? Gets you 6 days a week and lots of other stuff. Go to the preparedmind.club for your supplies. It is our website that is funded, right, by the profits that come from the sales. It's basically a push, right? There's not like tons of money flowing around there. It just kind of pays for itself, but it's a great place for finding items you need, for sharing opinions, for looking around. And if YouTube decides to can us, right? If Patreon decides to can us, we can host our own videos there. Anyways, hopefully that doesn't have to happen, but it's the backup plan. And we have backup plans on top of backup plans. So let's get to the action. What am I talking about when I say we've lost confidence in the system? In the system. Democrats have been delaying election votes. It is, what is it? It's November 17th? November 17th. The elections were over a week ago. They were supposed to be, the ballots counted, tabulated, added up, and then the results are certified and they're turned in, and that's it. Takes a matter of hours, maybe a day. But what have we seen this week? We have seen fraud coming out of especially Broward County, some broad named Snipes, right? We have seen fraud in many states. We have seen elections basically overturned because they're finding ballots in boxes, in closets, in rental cars, in churches and schools, all over the place. They're just finding boxes of fucking ballots. Can you believe it? And it's only in Democrat strongholds where they need these extra votes. You see, the average voter is not happy with the Democrats. Midterm elections usually see the amount of turnover we see just because that is an average. But in some of these places, the Democrats didn't expect to lose. So they're going to their old tried and true thing where they disenfranchise you and me. Remember hearing that term, disenfranchised voters? Their votes didn't count. Well, I'll tell you what, when I vote and they pull out a box of fake ballots, they're disenfranchising me. My confidence in the election system is lost. And by the way, where is Trump on this? Where is Q? Hello, Q? I thought you guys knew everything and were in charge and had a fucking plan. Right? No. There is none of that. It's the same old system. And Trump is doing what he can to get around it, get past it, to stop it. But it's the same old system with a dirty and corrupt FBI, a dirty and corrupt election system, a dirty and corrupt bureaucracy. They're still dirty, they're still corrupt, and there's still the swamp. I want them arrested. I want the swamp drained. But it's not happening. And I know things like this take a long time, but it's just not happening. And look what happened, right? Look what happened. If everything goes unpunished in Florida and other places, right? Florida is gone for the Republicans in the next presidential election that's 2 years away. If they can fabricate and get away with all of these votes, these fake votes they're just pulling out of their asses, do you think it's going to be easier or harder for them in the next election? Now, in the last election, this Snipes lady down in Florida was found guilty, right? A court found that she had committed errors, made mistakes, committed what I consider, and I'm pretty darn sure, are crimes. Maybe I'm wrong. But she still has the same fucking job. One of the most critical jobs in the country and one of the most critical states, if not the most critical state in the country. In one of the most critical jurisdictions within a state. Wow. There will not be another Republican president unless she is punished and all of this fraud is exposed and prosecuted. So, confidence in the election system gone. What's that mean? We're closer to shit hitting the fan. Let's take another look at something else that's going around the country. Literally, around the United States is a border. And at the southern border is a country called Mexico. For all you geographically light people, we got Mexico. We've got all these caravan participants. Basically, they are George Soros, Democrat, socialist-funded migrants from Mexico and South and Central America that are coming up here and being paid to participate in this ruse, right, to make Trump look bad and make the United States look like a bigoted, anti-melanin country. It's our border. We need to protect it. You know, but these people, guess what? You're too late to influence the election, right? Bad timing. But they're still down there. I think they're still going to cause an event. I think something is going to happen that is going to make the United States look bad, the military look bad, make Trump look bad, make you a constitutional observing, God-fearing American, red-blooded, flag-waving American, apple pie eating, baseball watching American. They're going to try and make you look like you're the bad guy because these people have illegally crossed borders, don't have proper paperwork, and are demanding to get into our country and get their entitlements. Where's your confidence in our country protecting our border? Mine is shot. It's basically shot. Not because the military is not doing a good job, but because I don't think the politicians have the backbone and the spine to stand up and say what needs to be said. Trump is saying it, and Trump is doing it, but he's got no support. From where? Oh, from the Congress that is now swung over to the Democrats, at least on the House side. Republicans are still holding the Senate side, but they've lost a couple seats to these fraudulent election counting scumbags. My confidence in my border protection, the sanctity of my soil and my nation that I pay a lot of taxes for, my confidence is shot. Now, let's move away from that. Let's just have some fun, shall we? You know, why not? Why not have some fun? How about your confidence in the Fourth Estate? Your confidence in free speech, freedom of the press, known as the media. We have seen the absolute dregs of socialist stupidity represented by Jim Acosta of CNN. Jim Acosta is a fucking moron. He's angry, he's entitled, and now he's taking court action. Why? Because he wanted to debate, he wanted to argue with President Trump. He wanted to give President Trump his opinion, as if President Trump couldn't get Jim Acosta's opinion off the TV if he wanted it. I'm sure if President Trump wanted Jim Acosta's opinion, he could write him an email, send him a letter in the mail. He could invite him to dinner at the White House. If President Trump really valued Jim Acosta's communist, socialist, fascist opinions, he could just take him out back, hang out, smoke a cigar. But see, the president is the president. Jim Acosta could be replaced by anybody within the country. Anybody. Any fucking buddy. Boy, girl, man, woman, elderly, young, name it. Anybody could stand there and ask questions of the president. That is a reporter's job. To ask questions, to accept the answers, and then sit down and shut the fuck up. But Jim Acosta wants to argue with the president. He thinks he's entitled to do that. Trump is the president of the United States. And if he doesn't like a press reporter, if he feels threatened by a press reporter, if he feels annoyed by a press reporter, if he doesn't like the way they look or dress or smell or sound, he can ask them to be removed. He is the president of the United States in the White House press briefing room. In fact, I don't think any court has jurisdiction over the property, the dirt that the president is standing on. But what did Jim Acosta do? They go to court and they get a court injunction against the president of the United States so that the president has to allow this fucking clown in his presence. And when he's not being allowed to talk, or rather when he can't be separated from the microphone, Jim Acosta sits in the back and heckles and shouts and interrupts. He's an ass bite. He is a shit heel. He is the stupidest amongst us. Now, where's your confidence in the media? It's lost. It's lost. Fox News, supposedly fair and balanced, announces 2.5 hours before the election polls are closed. 2.5 hours. They just announce it. Yep, Democrats win. And when we did our live broadcast here, we were a little confused. They're like, well, we're calling it for Congress. And we're like, well, fuck, the polls are still open. They haven't even awarded districts, right? We were like talking about, what about this area? What about that area? But fuck it. It's the Democrats. Absolutely. It staggers the mind to think about all of the media, including Fox News. Now, I do like Tucker Carlson. I do like Laura Ingraham. I do like some of their commentators. But for the most part, they're a bunch of fucking sellouts, just like the rest of them. Just like the rest of them. My confidence in the free press is toast. One of the biggest evidences I have is, you know what? You don't have to believe that 9/11 was a huge conspiracy. But just answer me this one question. Why did Building 7 of the World Trade Center fall? A 47-story, high-rise complex, engineered to withstand a direct impact of an airplane, fell at free fall speed into its own footprint, and no airplane hit it. It was across the street from the other buildings that were hit. There was no reason for Building 7 to fall. Yet all the news, including Fox News, won't even address the Building 7 question. Why did it fall? What happened? Because when you discuss the fall of Building 7, everything else that has been presented as evidence for what happened on 9/11 falls with it. So, well, you know, let's just leave that behind, John. That's so radical. You're so crazy. You wild, Swedish-looking guy. How about your confidence in the justice system? There's no arrests that have happened. Now we have thousands and thousands of indictments, right? They're worthless without charges being pressed, without arrests, without prosecutions, right? How can we have any confidence in our system as a whole, our government, if people who we know have committed crimes based on evidence that they themselves have given up, that the press has dutifully reported, and that other members, like James Comey, saying, yeah, Hillary broke the law, and still they're not arrested. They're not prosecuted. The fan is coming. There's no confidence in our justice system. There's zero confidence. Now, stock markets. Stock markets, the economy, the financial sector, the monetary system, the value of the dollar, the FANG stocks, bonds, international corporations, other countries. They're down big time. Down. Confidence is down. But what is really behind all of this? What has funded the American economic system, the Wall Street, the investment world? Well, people have been sending their retirement money there. And they go, well, that's my retirement nest egg, and it's over there. Well, confidence is being lost. What happens when the market takes a correction? How about just 20 or 30%? That's significant. How would you like to go from living on, let's say, $3,000 a month to $2,000? There's 30% of your money gone because retirements are going to evaporate. Pensions are going to evaporate. Huge pension funds. What else does the stock market do? It provides funding for government, from local to county to state and federal and international governments everywhere. They have to be funded. People buy bonds. In other words, they buy a promise from the government. It's a note, it's a bill, it's a bond. And that government does what? It promises to pay that back plus interest. So the government, every time they fund themselves, they go in the hole even more. It's called national debt. Right? We're in the debt so far, it's incredible. Over $22 trillion now, plus the additional $21 trillion that was found by some very smart people. $21 trillion in debt, not in cash. Right? Our system, it requires strong beliefs, right? Strong motives. It requires so much just to keep the psychology up. The markets, everything needs to be strong across the board, in the agricultural sector, in the industrial sector, in the service sector, in the tech sector. It all has to be strong. If there's no confidence, then people lose faith and they sell. It causes a tumbling, a domino effect, right? A whirling dervish, a tail, a spiral down, right? It's a crash. There's no confidence, right? There's no confidence at all in what's going on. The confidence is evaporating, right? So what have I got tonight? I've got a cigar, some tobacco. I've got a beer, some alcohol, and I've got my gold cup, right? This I have confidence in. The alcohol, tobacco, and firearms, the ATF, another government wing, I have no confidence in the government, no confidence in the bankers and the banking system, no confidence in everything. But this I can trust. This I have confidence in. As a prepper, I have food, water, shelter, clothing, medicine, and a means of self-defense. I have confidence in myself and confidence in those around me. I have the most control over that. I have the most knowledge of it. I have the most influence in the world around me. You need to be a prepper because of all the reasons I've talked about. Confidence is lost. You guys, we're going to have an interesting week next week. It's Thanksgiving week. I've got some great videos coming up. I hope to see you then. For now, enjoy your weekend. Have a beer, have a smoke, have a good time. But recognize that shit is coming. It's just my opinion, right? But what's your opinion? I'm the expert in my world. You're the expert in yours. Chance favors the prepared mind. Is yours. Is yours. Semper Fi, Godspeed to all, and I'll see you soon.